The 2009-10 season proved to be a memorable one for Nottingham Forest as they made the switch from relegation candidates to genuine promotion contenders. The campaign ultimately ended in a playoff disappointment after a roller coaster ride that saw records tumble, arch rivals demolished and new heroes created. The month of August started slowly as Forest new boys took time to settle, although an opening day draw at Reading was considered a good point.
It's gone straight to Adebola, laid off, here's a shooting chance, and that should have been the opening goal for Radoslav Majewski. We await the first goal of the championship season. The throw's taken by the corner flag, and Church has done well here. He's got to pull the trigger back here. Davies with a shot. Oh, how did that miss? Jimmy Kemme in front of goal. About the Royals at the moment, they don't want to lose the game. They'd like to pull quick ball in. Oh, Federici with a fantastic save, and Earnshaw very nearly stole the lead there.
The first home game of the season was a Carling Cup tie against League Two Bradford, and as expected, a comfortable 3-0 victory for the Reds.
And then Tyson crosses for Anderson in space, and a diving header from Paul Anderson. Cohen finding Tyson with a good ball down the left. Tyson hits the byline, drags over the cross. Oh, great finish from Dexter Blackstock. Good move here as McGoldrick lays it off to McKenna. McKenna times his pass to Anderson on the overlap. Anderson's cross. McGugan stretches in to fire in from a couple of yards out. That's a beautiful move from Forest.
Relegated West Brom then visited the City Ground, and despite Forest playing some great football and missing a penalty, an unlucky own goal from Wes Morgan gave the Baggies the win.
An own goal for West Bromwich Albion.
And things went from bad to worse as Watford romped to a 4-2 victory on Trent's side, arguably Forest's lowest point of the season.
Ball breaks for Smith, tight to the byline, who chips one up to the back post, and it's headed home by Danny Graham. Gunter plays it back in field for McKenna. McKenna now dinks it in. Blackstock chests it down. Blackstock bundles it home. Forest are on terms in injury time at the end of the first half. Here's the ball into the penalty area. Smith gets a touch to it. It's saved by Camp, but then the rebound is knocked home. I think it's Mike Williamson. Suddenly Watford have loads of players forward inside the Forest half, and it's played forward towards Tommy Smith, who shoots low into the corner from 20 yards. Cohen chips it forward. Adebola chest down towards McGoldrick. McGoldrick turns. McGoldrick's little ball into Adebola inside the penalty area, slides it home. Good link-up play between two of the substitutes, and Adebola scores his first goal in a Forest shirt. Here come Watford though, with John Harley towards the edge of the penalty area. He squeezes a ball back into the box. It's left and cleverly bashes it home. Forest defence playing at statues.
A trip to QPR failed to change their fortunes. A wonder strike from Mikhaili Lyjutwood gave the Hoops a first half lead. But David McGoldrick bagged his first Forest goal to earn them a point.
Up gets Adebola to nod down towards McGoldrick, who fires into the roof of the net. Route one it may have been, but that's exactly why the likes of McGoldrick and Adebola were brought to the club.
Middlesbrough were the midweek visitors in the second round of the Carling Cup.
Here come Middlesbrough with a man over on the far side. It's Adam Johnson into the penalty area, and a goal for Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough with everybody back defending as Aaron Davis sends in the corner. Oh, what a goal from Luke Chambers! Unless my eyes deceive me, that looked like a backheel volley from Luke Chambers. It's Cohen dozing his way forward again. Adebola, clever ball. Majewski, low into the corner. Super goal for Forest. And Rani Majewski gets his first for the club and may have sent Forest through to the third round of the Carling Cup.
And with Forest still without a league win, came the game that everyone had been waiting for. The visit of Derby County.
A bit of room for the cross into the penalty area, which was only half dealt with. Oh, and Forest are in front with an absolute belter Polish midfielder Radoslaw Maciejewski. Bywater didn't have a prayer. And they're in right to take advantage. And driven in left-footed from distance and not all that far away either by Chris Cohen. Has a decent goal-scoring record, Cohen, a player who can play left-back as he is today, or left midfield. Chris Commons with the throw. Well, they haven't picked up Pearson. He got away from McKenna and he's played it into Gary Teal. Big chance for Derby. Shanked wide by Teal. This is a really great chance here for Gary Teal. Heads in hands as he drags it across the post and wide. Gunter's throw, and the free kick goes against Commons. Garner went over his outstretched foot. There are 5 inside the Derby penalty area for Nottingham Forest. It's taken by Cohen. Very well flighted, it's an own goal! Nottingham Forest 2, Derby County 0. Well delivered by Cohen. Not sure if the final touch came off Addison or Hulse, but Nottingham Forest are 2-0 up. Trying to take on Cohen. The cross seemed to hit Cohen's hand and a free kick has been given. It certainly hit his arm. It's hard to say that he meant it, Cohen. In comes the Teal free kick. Hulse with the header off the post. Referee's blown, it's not going to count. Martin Atkinson rules out Rob Hulse's effort. Good delivery. Hulse's header, excellent save by Bywater. You can only think that the referee, Martin Atkinson, has decided that there Hulse has pushed Morgan. Commons. Derby free kick. If they could go on the score sheet before half-time, Derby, it might yet be a very different game. They had a couple of chances and a goal ruled out. To reflect on, Blackstock, lovely ball, Tyson onside! Can he make it 3? Yes, he can! Absolutely no doubt about who scored that one! Nathan Tyson makes it Nottingham Forest 3, Derby County 0, and it's not yet half-time. Great run by Tyson, great timing from Blackstock to ensure that he delivered the ball whilst Tyson was still onside as Derby pushed up. He took it round Bywater. Came off Chambers' head, and it scrapped its way in, and Derby have got one back through Miles Addison. One of the stranger goals that you will ever see. Addison's goal, or is that an own goal? If it is, it's Addison's 3rd of the season. It was his attempt, deflected on its way past Camp, and Derby have got one back, and they have something to get their teeth into here. Looked like handball by Hulse. Nothing given, which surprised a few Forest fans. Here's Croft. Decent ball in. Half out by Morgan. Livermore with a shot, and it's gone in! And Derby, 3-0 down at half-time, have turned it round to 3-2. You'd never tell from the expression on Nigel Clough's face, but they're back in this game. Livermore's shot took a deflection off a Forest foot. You could say that Nottingham Forest have scored 2 own goals now. McKenna, Majewski, trying to turn savage, free kick Nottingham Forest. Oh my goodness me! Well, Robbie Savage getting involved here. with Tyson, but there was an earlier hand into Savage's face, and Martin Atkinson has to be very clear in what he saw there. It did seem to me as though Savage was caught in the face here. This is the clash with Mievski, but it wasn't the pole. It was McCleary, was it? They get up, McCleary comes across, it's a push on the shoulder, and Savage goes flying. It was ill-advised, to say the least. Paul Dickoff here. Dickoff trying to take on and get the better of Chambers. It's a decent ball into the box. It's headed away by McCleary, and Derby have a throw. Paul Connolly will take it, and Derby have everyone they can risk in the penalty area here. Connolly with the throw-in, deep into stoppage time. Savage with the flick, up go the hands of goalkeeper Camp. Eight and a half minutes of added time now. And still Martin Atkinson wants more. Forest don't, Derby do, the whistle blows, and Nottingham Forest have beaten Derby County. What an extraordinary day at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest celebrate their first league victory of the season, brought to them in the end by Nathan Tyson's goal just before half-time, which put them 3-0 up. A lead which looked absolutely unassailable, but own goals in the second half from Morgan and McKenna gave Derby hope and set up an extraordinary grandstand finish.
The early pace setters in the Championship were, as expected, West Brom, with Newcastle there or thereabouts. League One champions Leicester City also started well. Forest's first win of the season moved them up to 16th, but after 5 games it was still unclear which end of the table would be home for the Reds. Fresh from an international break, Forest travelled to Hillsborough.
This is Dexter Blackstock. Oh, Anderson skating forward here. He's got Garner up in support. Here is Garner. Great chance, Forest. And what a wonderful stop that was by Lee Grant. Garner will probably feel that he should have worked the goalkeeper much more than that. Fantastic counter-attack by the visitors. Real pace here by Anderson. Vision too. The pass rolled perfectly for the arriving Garner, and he just didn't get hold of it, did he? Anderson with the resultant corner, headed away by Tudgai. Wednesday struggling to get any distance in this clearance. Anderson again, floating it in. Oh, goal! What a start by Nottingham Forest. Dexter Blackstock with it. And where on earth was the Wednesday defence? Well, 2 weeks ago, Billy Davies' men scored inside a minute against Derby. Inside 2 minutes today at Hillsborough, they're one up again. Anderson, who put Garner through seconds ago, centres for Blackstock. It's not the greatest of headers, but it's on target. It's beyond Lee Grant, and it's a fabulous start for Forest. Cohen for Blackstock. Oh, Forest might be in again. Anderson allowed to carry it a long way, and Blackstock! He could have had a second. And we've only been playing 17 minutes. And for the second time this afternoon, Forest on the counter-attack come close to embarrassing Sheffield Wednesday. Tudgai. Here's Tommy Miller. Take it in his stride. And Wednesday have to come back to spur, but Johnson has pace and he's inside away from Gunter. Good recovery from the fullback. And it's Cohen in the way from Potter's shot. Buxton. Morgan away. Down by Tudgai and in! Marcus Tudgai finds the net again for Sheffield Wednesday.
suspicion that it took a big deflection on its way past Lee Camp in the Forest goal. Forest couldn't get any distance in their clearances, and when it came down to the in-form Marcus Tudguy, his shot, I think, came off Wes Morgan just there, and wrong foots Lee Camp, and Sheffield Wednesday level 6 minutes before the break. Tudguy will claim it, his fourth goal in the last 3 games, and Forest punished for not getting it away when they had the chance to do so. There's the deflection off Wes Morgan.
Then another midweek away trip to Ipswich, who were still looking for their first win of the campaign under the management of a certain Roy Keane.
Carlos Edwards has the ball in his hands because it's a long throw into the penalty area, dangerously flicked on, and at the back post, it's been deflected in again. It's Grant Leadbitter. Gunter has the ball. Oh, neat dummy from Earnshaw, who gets it back inside the penalty area. Oh, and scores! Seconds after coming on, his first touch is a goal. Earnshaw's first goal of the season. Beautifully played into his feet. He let it run to Adebola, peeled away. Adebola gave it back, and Earnshaw from about 7 yards out lofted it into the net. A wonderful goal, a wonderful contribution from a substitute who's been on the pitch barely seconds, and Forest are on terms 13 minutes into the second half. Ipswich 1, Forest 1.
Back to the City Ground, and Forest continued to find it tough. Blackpool in the league and then Blackburn in the Carling Cup, and both went away with single goal victories.
Forest are all over Blackpool at the moment. Blackpool are pretty much a one-man team, and that one man is the goalkeeper Paul Rahubka, who's having to make save after save after save as Forest flood forward. But now they're on the defensive for a second, because here's Charlie Adam, and Adam breaks forward, and Adam is away from Morgan into the penalty area and scores, would you believe it, completely against the run of play.
But that proved to be the turning point, as Forest then made the long trip to Plymouth for their first televised game of the campaign.
With Garner. Gunter getting forward again. Both full-backs charging forward. Gunter into the box, a slip, and Chris Gunter! Right on the stroke of half-time, a first ever senior goal for Chris Gunter, and a lead for Nottingham Forest.
What a time to get a goal. Just before half-time, there was only 1 minute. It was into the second minute of stoppage time, and it's from an unlikely source. And then they just switch off a little bit here, waiting for the half-time whistle to come. It doesn't. Good link-up play there. Lovely 1-2 play. Gets a bit lucky there. A slip and then another slip. Doesn't matter, it's still a good finish.
It was then back to City Ground duty for the Reds as they faced recently promoted Scunthorpe United.
And it's taken by Cohen in swinging. Chambers! Near post header. Deadlock broken. Luke Chambers' second goal of the season. Forest 1, Scunthorpe 0. Tyson twisting one way then the other, trying to get it on his left foot. Just got crowded out, but it bounces away to Anderson. Low ball in, touched in near post by Blackstock. A touch from about a yard out from Blackstock as Anderson drilled over the cross.
Newcastle and West Brom were at the top as the table started to take shape, with Preston and Blackpool, two surprise sides, making the top half. Forest had moved into mid-table, Billy Davies' aim for the campaign. October proved to be a great month for Forest. A win at Peterborough took the Reds into the international break on a high.
From the far side, the left header in the net. Aaron McLean is the man who scores for Peterborough. 5 minutes into the second half. Majewski high towards the back post, straight in. Equaliser immediately from Forest. Radi Majewski scores. The goalkeeper made a complete hash of it, James McKeown. Majewski, left wing, gives it back to Cohen. Cohen's cross, back post. They're going up. Anderson gets the touch and Forest are in front.
And when they returned, they found themselves faced with the small matter of Newcastle, at the City Ground.
Dangerous looking ball as well. Good header. What a fantastic stop. Great save by Harper. Blackstock got just enough on that. And it's a really, really good stop by Steve Harper. Bottom corner, that's heading, and a great stretch by Steve Harper to keep it out. 7 clean sheets already for the Newcastle keeper. Majewski playing further forward this afternoon in this revamped midfield for Nottingham Forest, playing just behind Blackstock. Anderson with a chance to centre. Poor clearance. Majewski. Well, he's already scored 3 times this season, the Polish international. There is Billy Davies, who's been here since the turn of the year. Stated that keeping Forest in this division last season was his proudest moment in football. This from a man that guided Derby County to promotion and very nearly did the same at Preston North End. Gunter won't give this up. Simpson needs to clear and can't prevent the corner. Now we can expect Wes Morgan to come forward from the back. Blackstock already in there. Curled in by Majewski. Hits the post. It was Blackstock with it. Cannons against the post with Harper static on his line. Another foul on Andy Carroll. Forest beginning to concede a few free kicks now. And again, the referee in a perfect position to spot that. Taylor it is that swings it in, and against the post. Had Harewood got a touch to that initially, surely Lee Camp would have been severely tested. How did Harewood not help that in? And this time it's the woodwork that saves Nottingham Forest. They cannot believe it. Blackstock. Majewski for Anderson. Cohen offering support to his left. Moussi. Anderson couldn't take it in his stride. Tyson! On the spin, on his favoured left foot. Tyson whistles one past Harper's left-hand post. Nice build-up here again by Nottingham Forest. And Tyson didn't need any second invitation there. And again, Harper would never have smelt this one. Bouncing the wrong side of the post for the home side. Nice football again. Blackstock has made a great run. Blackstock, here's a chance, and he's scored! Dexter Blackstock just about does enough to help it past Steve Harper. Forest get the lead that their first half quality merits. And Dexter Blackstock, who's hit the post and forced the best out of Steve Harper, is the man that gets it. The league leaders are behind, and Dexter Blackstock has his 6th goal of the season. Equaliser doesn't look far away at the moment, and it might come here if Harewood can get the shot in. What a block by Kelvin Wilson. Harewood close to scoring on his former stomping ground here. Chris Hughton will be delighted by the way his team has started this second half. Much, much better. It needed to be. Smith. Carroll lying deep. Great tackle. Smith has got it back though for Newcastle. Ryan Taylor. In comes the cross. Smith got a touch. Nolan gets the goal. Newcastle are level, but the flag is up and the joy is short-lived. A shake of the head from Kevin Nolan. It's the flick on there that we're judging it from, and he was just ahead of the last man. There's the final whistle. Delight for Billy Davies. 4 straight wins for Nottingham Forest. This, the biggest feather in their cap.
A Tuesday night game against Barnsley resulted in Forest's 5th consecutive win, courtesy of Guy Moussi's stoppage time goal, his first for the club.
Forest have scored 2 minutes in to stoppage time at the end. The Frenchman celebrates in the Trent end! In the Trent end, not next to the Trent end!
And the month climaxed with a battling point at Crystal Palace.
That top corner, nothing Camp could do. Well, it's been coming for Crystal Palace. Adebola trying to hold it up, lays it into the path now of McKenna, who digs out a ball towards the right for McGugan to drill it across the face of goal. Touched in! It's David McGoldrick, Forest are level, and it's only taken Forest 3 minutes of the second half to get level.
The three teams relegated from the Premier League were flying high in the table, but Forest were up to 9th and only out of the playoffs on goal difference. Roy Keane's Ipswich were still without a league win and sat bottom, while Derby were precariously looking over their shoulders in 19th spot. Forest had yet to be beaten on the road as they travelled to high-flying Cardiff for another live TV game.
Cohen down the line. Anderson again. Good position here for Anderson. Kennedy with the clearing header. Cardiff are really hanging on here. Downward header from Garner. Chance, Anderson should have scored. It's all Nottingham Forest. And Anderson should have scored. Anthony Gerrard would have been a very relieved man to see that go wide. He just sort of waved a rather ineffectual foot at it. Here's Whittingham, good try! Follow up, brilliant save by Camp. Still they can't squeeze it in and it's over the top of the crossbar. And Camp has made a magnificent double save really to keep Nottingham Forest on level terms and deny Joe Ledley, who can't believe he hasn't opened the scoring here.
Well, initially it's Whittingham, isn't it? What power he puts into that shot. And Ledley's following up, really should do better. And in the end he tries to go for the back post and it doesn't come off, but fantastic save from the keeper.
Pedling Morgan given a bit of a problem, and Chopra. Whittingham, good strike again, and he's there again with an outstanding start, Lee Camp, who's having quite a night in the Forest goal.
It's can't you Whittingham, look at that, 30 yards out, he's going to let one go and it's a great save again.
Chopra. Good ball. Chance here. Played through. Bothroyd. 1-0. Tremendous goal. That's how to counter-attack. Cardiff City 1. Nottingham Forest 0. Jay Bothroyd scores the goal. We're inside the Cardiff half of the field. And it might just fall kindly here. McGoldrick scored. What a brilliant goal, left-footed. Lewis McGugan smashes it into the roof of the net, and Nottingham Forest are surely going to leave with a point. And the man in the mask has scored the goal. Lewis McGugan, 1-1.
Well, it justifies the substitution, doesn't it? They've played nice, patient build-up in this goal. They just kept playing. They just don't know when they beat this Forest team. It just falls for him nicely, but what about that for a finish? Pulls the trigger. Look, comes off his right foot onto his left, and that's a fantastic goal.
A little bit of good fortune. It just flicked up off
just
the defender's heel, didn't it? There's the flick off the defender, which just sat it up nicely for his left foot. But boy, what a hit that was!
Fantastic half volley off his left foot.
Bristol City were next up at the City Ground.
Cohen forward to take it left-footed. Adebola goes up. It breaks for Morgan! Where's Morgan? On the volley from 6 yards out. Fires Forest in front. And here's Paul Hartley for Bristol City, who suddenly look a bit more urgent, having gone behind in the game. Hartley's got loads of space. Look how deep Forest are. They're all back inside their penalty area. And the ball breaks for Danny Haynes to volley in. Forest asked for it. And Bristol City have found an equaliser in the 89th minute.
The Reds then made the trip to face a Middlesbrough side under the new management of Gordon Strachan, who was still looking for his first win in 3 games since taking charge.
And played forward towards Osborne, who now leaves it for O'Neill, and now there's space down the left-hand side. Borough flooding forwards. This is Johnson towards the edge of the penalty area, squares it for Arca. He's got lots of space and shoots, and Camp dives away to his right, makes the save, but Luta puts the rebound in. Forest a mess at the back. It's not very often you've been able to say that this season. Earnshaw and Cohen stand over it. Earnshaw it is, lofts it in the net. Super free kick from the Welshman, who runs across to the this near side, and there is the trademark somersault flip. Forest have the equaliser they've deserved. It's a piece of quality.
Forest brought in Aston Villa's Nicky Shorey on an emergency loan to fill the problematic left-back position, and what a signing he turned out to be. The run of 3 successive draws came to an end on a family day at the City Ground. A groundbreaking scheme saw Forest and Doncaster fans sitting together in a section of the Brian Clough stand. On the pitch, Forest romped to a 4-1 victory.
6 to aim at inside the penalty area. Near post header from Anderson. It's scrambled off the line. Anderson puts it back in, and off a defender. Forest have the lead. And Majewski now to take this corner. In it goes, right-footed, in swinging, back post. Header is in from Wes Morgan. Forest 2-0 ahead. Here's Adebola finding Anderson. Anderson is 30 yards out, going square, finding a good ball though for Majewski. Majewski immediately closed down. Good ball to Earnshaw, edge of the box. Earnshaw scores! 3-0 they lead. Couple of second half goals. Morgan and Earnshaw after Gareth Roberts' own goal in the first, and here they come again with McGugan into the penalty area. What a strike that is from McGugan! From wide on the right hand side, just inside the penalty area. Nobody saw that coming. I know he scored a belter on the TV at Cardiff. Here's the corner from Doncaster, and that's headed in. That's gone in through a crowd of bodies.
Forest, unbeaten in 10 games, had reached 4th spot in the table, 2 points behind their East Midlands rivals and next opponents Leicester. Swansea City's form had also improved drastically as they moved up to 6th, overtaking Welsh rivals Cardiff. At the bottom, Peterborough found themselves locked in a battle to avoid a quick-fire return to League One. So to that game against Leicester at the City Ground, certainly one to remember.
And now here's Gonta. Bit of space for Gonta to surge into across halfway once more. Still going the Welshman. Earnshaw's dummy. Blackstock gives it back to Earnshaw. Earnshaw rolls it in! Oh, that is a quality goal from Forest. Gonta, Earnshaw, Blackstock, Earnshaw. And Forest 1-0 ahead after 12 minutes of the East Midlands derby. Brilliant link-up play. Earnshaw's dummy. It was absolutely superb as it was played back into his path by Blackstock for Earnshaw to then slot in a quality finish as well. McKenna forward towards halfway. Blackstock looking for it. Blackstock wins it. Blackstock can't get away from Nielsen, but the ball spins to Anderson. Anderson is through, having beaten one, and the goalkeeper comes out and makes the save, smothering at his feet, and Forest will only have a corner to show for it. Great chance. Anderson eased his way away from the first defender and suddenly found himself through. Earnshaw was to his right, but the goalkeeper came out and the ball hit his chest. Chris Wheels. So Forest have a free kick taken quickly by Majewski to Cohen. Cohen gives it to Earnshaw, and Earnshaw is quickly closed down but finds Gonta down the right flank. Gonta gives it to Cohen. Cohen gets away from his man who committed himself, Burner. Cohen now with a cross. No, Dummies now puts it back into the penalty area for Gonta, and Gonta just dwelt on it for a second and was tackled by Oakley, and the ball goes out of play for a corner to the Reds. Majewski to take from the right-hand side. Right-footed, out-swinging. Blackstock the target. Blackstock heads, it's cleared off the line. Comes out for McKenna, just outside the penalty area. Dinks it over once more. Up gets Nielsen to head clear. Cohen volleys it back. It's going to break for Earnshaw. Quality finish again! Kept his head. Leicester appeal for offside. But Earnshaw just lofted it over the goalkeeper as the ball spun to him from Cohen's volley. And Rob Earnshaw has a 4th goal in the last 3 games. And he runs the length of the pitch to celebrate in front of the soldiers in T-Block. He points to them and says, that is for you. Forest 2, Leicester City 0. Rob Earnshaw again. A good move to build up to win the corner. And when the corner was cleared, Cohen's volley deflected. Earnshaw was onside. Earnshaw's finish was cool as you like as he lofted it over the goalkeeper. 32 minutes in, Reds 2, Foxes 0. Leicester have made a good start to the second half. I think we expected this after their, what presumably was a half-time blast from their manager, Nigel Pearson. Here is Shorey heading away up towards halfway. Anderson trying to win it, and then a short back pass, and Earnshaw is almost through. He's just got Brown to beat towards the edge of the box. Earnshaw! Oh, a superb hat-trick! Because Wayne Brown backed off him, and Earnshaw took it into the penalty area and finished into the top corner. Given away by Leicester, and Earnshaw still had bags to do, but Earnshaw had bags of ability to do it with, and Leicester City are cut apart. They may be creators of their own downfall on this occasion, but Earnshaw has a hat-trick just 4 minutes into the second half, and again the finish was of the highest quality as he lofted it into the top corner from inside the penalty area. It's Forest 3, Leicester City 0. Rob Earnshaw's hat-trick. Well, that's 3 now, John, isn't it? I mean, that is 3 absolute top draw finishes.
Yeah, magnificent by him, and believe it or not, Colin, we're talking at half-time about who we thought was the man of the match so far in the first half, and Kelvin Wilson came out on top because he's been absolutely flawless, and we saw him even earlier in the second half when Dyer crossed that one, making a great interception.
Here he is again, Wilson.
He's blotted his copybook this
that's
time.
That's going to be a penalty. Yes, he's dived in on Waghorn down the right-hand side, and the assistant referee on that far side of the field has given a penalty kick. He's put his flag across his chest. Wilson is saying to the referee, who's gone across to talk to the assistant now, that it's outside the penalty area. It's very, very close to the line. Waghorn's gone and picked the ball up, and the referee now is in consultation with the assistant. He has given a penalty already. Is he going to change his mind? Is he going to give a free kick? Yes, he is! He's changed his mind. The assistant referee definitely gave a penalty. He put his flag across his chest to say penalty, then the referee went across to talk to him, and between them they've changed their minds, and they have said that is a free kick outside the penalty area. It is a free kick. It's right on the edge of the box. It's about 10 yards out, and it's curled across, and it's beaten clear by Dexter Blackstock. Brown knocks it back in. It's headed towards goal from the edge of the box by Andy King and wide, and it's a goal kick. And Nigel Pearson continues to remonstrate with the fourth official, and having seen his side go 3-0 down, he probably thought, here's a lifeline back into it. And I have to say, it's a highly unusual occasion when you see a referee change his mind. Cohen with a good ball to Blackstock. Blackstock 25 yards out, man to his left. That's Anderson coming in right-footed. Curls it in to the corner. Forest 4, Leicester City 0. Anderson across to celebrate with A-block. It's getting a cakewalk for the Reds. They are pulling Leicester all to pieces at the City Ground. And the team that's third in the Championship will not stay third in the Championship. The team that's fourth in the Championship is going third. Anderson from Blackstock, low into the corner, curled with his right foot from 20 yards out. It's Forest 4, Leicester City 0. Forest 4-0 up over Leicester City. Blackstock chests one down, volleys, wheel saves. It went straight over the head of Wayne Brown from Shorey's pass into the penalty area, or just to the edge of the penalty area, and now Cohen wins it back with a great ball, a great tackle on Lloyd Dyer, and Forest have it back once again. Wheel making another excellent save after Blackstock chested it down and drove it towards goal from the edge of the box. And that could have been 5, and don't forget Wheel made a great save one-on-one from Anderson in the first half. Free kick taken by Oakley, headed away by Morgan, and then blasted towards goal by... it's a penalty been given. It was by Richie Wellens, and now the referee has given a penalty to Leicester for handball, presumably against somebody who must have been stood about 3 yards away from where it was driven full pelt by Richie Wellens. And that's the referee making amends, isn't it? Martin Waghorn for Leicester in front of the Trent end, puts it in off the crossbar, and Leicester have a goal back. It's 4-1. Whatever happens this afternoon, Forest will be third. And here is Gareth McCleary finding Cohen inside the centre circle. Gives it back to McCleary, who made the run and nobody went with him. McCleary shoots it, deflected, goalie saves. Adebola rolls in the rebound. Adebola's rebound makes it 5-1. Forest rampant through midfield again as Cohen links up with McCleary. McCleary's shot blocked by Wheel. The rebound fell to Adebola, and Adebola rolls the rest. Forest have 5 on East Midlands Derby Day. Forest 5, Leicester City 1.
Forest then had another derby game against Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. Lee Camp was in fine form as Forest held on for a goalless draw.
Kyle Walker down the right hand side, he's having a run and gets the wrong side of Shorey and crosses, and Chambers at the back post misses his header, and Quinn puts it back across the face. Good save by Camp, diving away to his left to deny Jamie Ward's little header from 7 yards out. Volley towards goal, offside against Cresswell, flag goes up, and in any case the rebound has been put over the crossbar by Ward, who was denied by Lee Camp's first save of the match of any sort. The first time that Camp has been called into action comes on the hour mark. Good cover here by Gunter, but Sheffield United still break forward. Good early ball by Ward to Quinn, left hand side towards the edge of the box. Now Camera, good save by Camp with his legs still loose. Great save by Camp from the rebound to deny Stephen Quinn, diving away to his left. Camp knows how vital that save was. He gets up and punches the air with his 2 fists. Fabulous save, first with his legs to deny Camera, and then as the ball broke to Quinn, he was out of position, was Camp. He was about 15 yards out, and he still dived away to his left and made an excellent save. Quinn getting help from Kilgallen of all people, wide on that left hand side. Here's Quinn again, sending one long. Kilgallen's got loads of space, edge of the penalty area, and Camp's out to smother again. Nobody went with Matt Kilgallen up from the back. He went from left wing to centre forward, and nobody tracked him, and he was all on his own, apart from the advancing figure of Lee Camp, who smothered the danger, and it's away for a Sheffield United throw.
The long trip to Swansea 4 days later was well worth the effort, as Forest picked up another 3 points.
Shorey's got room to cross. Good cross, back post. McGoldrick nods it back across the penalty area. It won't come down for Morgan, who has to slice it. Cohen nods it back across the face, and it's gone in from David McGoldrick. He turned and volleyed in while the Swansea defence played at statues. It took a little deflection off the Swansea leg, but that's McGoldrick if he cares. McGoldrick with a 3rd goal for the Reds. Forest lead 1-0 against the run of play, it has to be said. 10 minutes to go until half time, and Forest have edged in front. For the first time, they managed to put Swansea under a bit of pressure, get a decent crossover, and as it's headed back by Cohen, it falls for McGoldrick, who swivels and volleys. Little deflection inside the far post. Swansea 0, Forest 1.
Well, certainly a little rub of the green there, and I'm sure Wes Morgan's smiling as the ball dropped to him. He totally miskicked it, and it went to Cohen, and he did the sensible thing, headed it back across the goal. One touch on his chest by McGoldrick, and a right foot volley. There was a half decent one, took the deflection that beat Doris de Vries to put Forest 1 up.
The next City Ground visitors were Billy Davies' former team, Preston North End, but it was another former Preston man who stole the show.
Against Preston North End, the club where he spent 13 seasons. Monaghan's punch, first touch took it out of his feet, chanced his arm, and that's the outcome. Paul McKenna gets Forest in front on the quarter hour mark against his former club, and Lonergan could not get across in time, and there's the action from the former Preston manager, the man that brought McKenna to the City Ground in the summer. Morgan. Fabulous ball. Anderson trying to take it in behind Jones, and the fullback forced to concede another corner. Preston at the moment just hanging on in there. Forest with their 5th corner. Eventual's taking it short. Majewski in by Shorey. 2-0. Adebayo couldn't miss. And Forest back in the goals again. 5 last time here against Leicester. 4 against Doncaster the previous time here. The Forest fans have seen 2 already. Adebayo here goes in completely unnoticed. Chaplow late in getting off the line, and Adebayo gets his 3rd goal of the season, and Forest in cruise control. him is McGugan. McGugan, great skill, McGugan! 3-0 Forest! That settles it if it ever really was in any doubt. And the Nottingham-born youngster, just 21 years of age, ensures another home success for Nottingham Forest. Delicious move, surely heavily involved. McGugan off the bench shows neat footwork, a deadly finish through the legs of Monaghan. Preston are dead and buried now, and Forest go level with West Bromwich Albion on the shirt tails of Newcastle United.
Forest's Boxing Day trip to Watford saw them secure a fourth consecutive clean sheet, thanks once again to Lee Camp and Nicky Shorey.
Here's Helgeson keeping it moving quickly to Cleverley left wing. Cleverley 15 yards up, shoots for the corner and just wide. Terrific effort by the youngster on loan from Manchester United, which is taken quickly by Cleverley to Cowie. Cowie curls one, it's hit the far post, bounces away, not completely cleared. Hodgson shoots, deflects into the arms of Lee Camp. Throw into the penalty area, cleared away by Chambers on the volley, comes back for Doyley to cross towards the back post. Out comes Camp, hasn't got it, ball breaks for Cleverley. Well done by Wilson, and then a block on Lansbury's effort, breaks for Cleverley again. That's handball against Shorey. Nicky Shorey's handled the ball on his goal line as the ball was going towards goal. Shorey gets up holding his face. That's handball. Referee's not given it. Referee's not seen it. Forest have got away with it. There's chaos in the technical area down below me. Watford should have had a penalty. Stone wall. Nicky Shorey dived away to his left and made the save.
The final game of a memorable year was at home to Coventry, and the Reds certainly had to fight hard for a 2-0 win.
McKindo runs over it, Bell chips it into the penalty area, McKenna gets up and heads it away. Majewski's going to get there first. Majewski controls it, he's on his own at the moment, but here comes Tyson, belting forward, and Earnshaw. Majewski holds on to it, now lays Earnshaw in, lovely ball, Earnshaw over the keeper, what a goal! What a brilliant break by Forest!
Yeah, a little bit of relief there by Forest, getting into the Coventry half, which sounds strange as they're the home team, but they've been under pressure for quite a while in the second half, and Adebola doing well there.
Shorey's cross is blocked. It breaks though for Adebola near the byline inside the penalty area. Battling, leaves it now. What a finish from Dexter Blackstock from a tight angle. Blackstock has smashed that into the top corner of the net.
Newcastle and West Brom continue to lead the pack, but Forest were right on the tails of the Baggies and a staggering 22 points clear of the relegation zone. What a difference a year makes. Peterborough and Plymouth continue to struggle, with Sheffield Wednesday right in the thick of a relegation battle in a month that saw Brian Laws lose his job at Hillsborough. The new year started with an FA Cup third round tie against Premier League high flyers Birmingham City. Forest were the better side, with Rob Earnshaw missing a great chance to put them through to the next round.
Perch now trying to hit the byline and pull over a cross, doesn't beat the first man. Anderson is brought down though as he's going for the loose ball, and Forest have themselves a penalty kick. Earnshaw trots up, hits it right footed, he's missed, he's blazed it over the crossbar.
The Reds then were left facing a replay at Birmingham, but not before another trip to the West Midlands to play West Brom at the Hawthorns. Forest knew a win would take them into second spot in the Championship, and they didn't disappoint.
Chris Gunter's getting his boots changed while this corner's taken by Majewski into the... it's in the net! A slide in at the near post by Dexter Blackstock, and Forest have scored! Forest in front of the Hawthorns! Forest just for now move into second place in the table! Blackstock sliding in near post, and it went in off the near post from Majewski's low corner. He met it on the half volley, did Blackstock, sliding in, and he's turned it into the net, and the Forest fans in the snow away to our right have scarves waving above their heads. 6 minutes gone in the second half. Second placed West Bromwich Albion 0, third place Forest 1. As Bednar has it on that far side of the field, holds on to it under pressure from Anderson, and then given away rather, by Brunt, and Forest clear from the edge of their box up to Blackstock, who controls it again and now finds McKenna, who scoops one forward, and that's got Tamash running backwards and heading tamely out of play, and Musi then controls and feeds it right hand side to Cohen, who nicks it away from Mattock, and now here's Gunter on the overlap into the penalty area, crossing, comes back post, oh, terrific volley from Rami Majewski into the net. West Bromwich Albion 0, Forest 2, 7 minutes into the second half. Gunter on the overlap with a cross, it went back post and Majewski thumped it left-footed into the net, and West Bromwich Albion have no answer to quality like that. Brilliant football again as Musi found Cohen, and Cohen left it for Gunter. Gunter's cross picked out Majewski, who threw everything at it and crashed it left-footed into the roof of the net, and Forest have a 2-goal lead early in the second half. Reds fans in ecstasy away to our right. It's Albion 0, Forest 2. Are Forest bound for second place?
I've just written wonder goal, and that's the only way I could describe that one. But what a strike.
They can sing anything they like about him at the moment.
I'm not saying
don't care what the tune is.
I'm not saying it was a wonder strike again, else Rob will go on about the cold again.
Here's Gunter finding Majewski, finding Musi into the near the edge of the penalty area. Gunter for Musi, now for Cohen on his left foot, curls it in the corner. What a goal again! Forest are going crazy in the West Midlands on a snowy night. Cohen left-footed from the edge of the penalty area, a low curler after more magic play down the right-hand side. One touch, lay it into Cohen, curl it in the corner. West Brom 0, Forest 3 at the Hawthorns. Brilliant. 10 minutes into the second half and Forest are bound for second place.
Yeah, Cohen from midfield, prodigious, brilliant in the first half with his touch, one of the most composed players on the pitch. A lot of the times when he gets in those positions you think, come on Chris, you're a big strong lad, you can hit the ball well. Well, this one he did.
There's a load of them going, John. There's a load of West Brom fans who have seen enough. They're off. And their side is just being outplayed here. Nice 1-2 here between Cohen and Gunter, and Gunter's gone on the overlap as Anderson gives it Majewski, he gives it Gunter, he gives it back to Anderson down the right hand side. 3 around him though, and in the end Paul Anderson is crowded out, but Blackstock's won it back off Jara. And Blackstock now finds Gunter, who's in support. He's played it straight into Jara, and Albion are going to win possession back at the end of all that. And then Dorrans in a good challenge with Wes Morgan. He's actually ridden it as the Scotsman and feeds it forward early for Bednar, and Bednar scores. Good ball forward from Graham Dorrans, and Roman Bednar has then put the ball away, and Forest concede their first goal for over a month and are Albion back into the game. That was all brought about by an excellent challenge by Graham Dorrans on halfway against Wes Morgan, and unusually Morgan was beaten and Dorrans then fed a peach of a ball forward which Bednar ran onto and slotted home underneath Lee Camp. Lovely play by Dorrans, completely the creator of that goal, and Albion are back in it. It's 3-1 with 25 minutes to go.
The next trip to the West Midlands was much more disappointing. Forest could have booked their place in the 4th round to face Everton, but after a host of missed chances, Barry Ferguson sealed the tie for the Blues.
Volleyed away by McCleary, but across his own penalty area, and Ferguson plays a 1-2 with Chucho and strokes it into the corner. Barry Ferguson scores for Birmingham City, totally and absolutely against the run of play.
Forest returned to the City Ground for a tricky game against a Reading side under the new management of Brian McDermott.
Good flick from Cohen, who gets it back from Earnshaw. He's through on goal, still a long way out, square to Anderson, edge of the box. Anderson scoops it in the net. Forest are in front. A wonderful flowing move, and it looks so easy at the end of it. Here is Majewski breaking up play inside his own half. Gunter leaves it for McKenna. McKenna forward. Cohen surging after this one, trying to get there ahead of Ingemarson. Ingemarson just managed to get there, but then clears it straight to Majewski, who finds Earnshaw. Back to Majewski, edge of the box. Majewski's at the ball. Earnshaw onside. Earnshaw scores. Earnshaw left-footed, slotted it home. Reading stand hands on hips, looking almost bewildered Free kick to Reading, just inside Forest half, taken short. And now the overlapping Howard has it, left-hand side, crossing across the face of goal. Good save from Camp as Thorvaldsen headed at the back post. He was unmarked, was the Icelander, and he headed it back across from the way Camp had come. And Camp stuck out his right leg and cleared it off his own goal line. Excellent save once again from Lee Camp. And the roars of England's number one echo around the City ground once again. That's an excellent save from Camp, and Forest almost undone for their rather slow start to the second half.
Yeah, that was they went to sleep there because Reading got a free kick just a few yards inside the Forest half, but the left back Bertrand took it quickly, and then an overlap caught Forest out, and it was a decent cross. But
here's another one from the same direction. Oh, great save again from Camp to deny the same player. Another cross from the left, another header back post from Thorvaldsen, another excellent save from Camp, diving away to his right and getting a fingertip to it to turn it away, and now he catches this next one and does a bit of showboating for the fans as well.
2-0 up and seemingly cruising, a rare Lee Camp error put Nicky Shorey under pressure to concede a penalty, and the resultant red card meant that this was to be his last game in a Forest shirt.
And Nicky Shorey is sent off. Shorey playing for Reading for the first time since leaving Reading, playing against them for the first time since leaving them. He's shown a red card for a professional foul as he brought down Kebe. Brian Howard to try and get Reading back into the game. Bridgeford end. Howard comes up. Can't beat Lee Camp. Diving away to his left. Camp stands with one arm aloft, having parried the penalty away with two hands. He stands celebrating in his 6-yard box, saves another penalty, does the Forest goalkeeper, who has been immaculate. This is Bertrand, plays it outside him towards Howard, across the edge of the box, Howard goes, and it's headed in by Jimmy Kebe.
QPR, whose early optimism had slowly disappeared, were next up for the Reds, and they took full advantage.
It is Earnshaw who moves first, chips it into the net, super free kick. Earnshaw has a 9th of the season, and Forest have broken the deadlock. Rangers lose it, and then Anderson breaks away from Kwasi through midfield. It's 3 against 2. Anderson right hand side for Earnshaw, who's clean through and buries it. Forest 2-0 ahead, 20 minutes played. Earnshaw has a double. Gives it back to Cohen, 15 yards into the Rangers half. Forward now towards Earnshaw's feet, gives it back to Perch. Perch now forward to Majewski's feet. He's 5 yards outside the box and turns it left-hand side for Cohen, who's switched now with Anderson. Here's Majewski once more, giving it back to Cohen again. Majewski goes on the run, nobody went with him. Majewski turns over across. Earnshaw is 12 yards out and is bundled over, penalty kick. Gawks with the challenge on Earnshaw, no question about it at all. Penalty, front of the Trent end, Dexter Blackstock, 31 minutes played. Forest 2-0 up already against Queen's Park Rangers. Here comes Blackstock, left-footed, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Blackstock now has a 9th goal of the season, and Forest have a 3rd goal inside 32 minutes. And lofts it forward up towards Blackstock. He was beaten in the air by Connolly, but then Buzaki gives it away straight to Majewski. Majewski turns away from Ledgetwood's challenge, gives it to McKenna. McKenna goes back to the left-hand side for Perch. Perch into the feet here of Cohen. Cohen, 25 yards out, carries it forward, drifts a shot. Oh, what a great goal from Chris Cohen! I think the goalkeeper got a touch on it, and it still ended up in the net because Cohen smashed it with everything he had. Midway inside the Rangers half, forward to Tyson. Tyson now for Majewski, wide left, gives it to Perch on the overlap. Perch now looking to square it in. It might come here for Cohen. It's cleared off the line, comes back to Cohen. Square for Earnshaw, who misses his kick. Still driven in by James Perch. Via a deflection, and Perch from a tight angle at the back post has given Forest a 5-0 lead.
Forest put the only unbeaten away record in the country on the line as they headed down the A52 to face Derby.
In it goes, and the header is in the net from Rob Hulse at the near post. Derby County have the lead with 13 minutes, 12 minutes now left for play.
Despite the disappointment of the Derby result, Forest ended January in 2nd, 4 points behind Newcastle and 2 ahead of West Brom. Leicester had fallen out of the playoff places after struggling to recover from their heavy defeat at the City Ground in December. Reading were beginning their climb away from the foot of the table, dragging Ipswich back into trouble. And Crystal Palace had gone from playoff to relegation candidates after being deducted 10 points for entering administration. Forest failed to strengthen their squad in the January transfer window despite the best efforts of Billy Davies and the board. They launched the new month by battling to a vital win over a resurgent Sheffield Wednesday side under the new management of Alan Irvine.
Handball. Darren Pearce raised his arm as Dexter Blackstock hit the shot, and Forest have themselves a penalty kick. Blackstock against Lee Grant. Up comes the Forest striker. Lengthy run up, left-footed, smashes it towards the top corner, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. Simek with the long throw into the penalty area is headed away by Paul Anderson, but it's found its way back to Etienne Assayas, who knocks it into the penalty area. Couple of deflections swept in by Luke Varney. And Sheffield Wednesday have an equaliser that they just about deserve. Bit too far out to have a go for goal, you'd fancy. It is Cohen who lofts it in, and a header at the near post. It's come out to Blackstock, and Blackstock scores. The first header, I think, may have been from Blackstock. Three went up for it. The goalkeeper saved it, and right on the doorstep, a yard out, was Blackstock to follow it up and put Forest back in front.
2 away games followed, and both Coventry and Doncaster sent Forest tumbling to 1-goal defeats.
Morrison turns a cross over here into the Forest box, and it's going to be bundled in. First effort was from Richard Wood, and then Freddie Eastwood followed up. And from our angle, it's impossible to see whether or not the first effort from Wood had gone across the line. This from the near side, Doncaster's left. Right-footed, in-swinging, thank you, says the goalkeeper, Lee Camp. Great catch, good bowl out as well. Looking for Majewski right wing. Majewski is onto the ball first, 10 yards inside the Doncaster half. Good ball into him. Lays it off now for Gunter on the overlap. Gunter's got the better of Wilson and goes down as he gets goal side of Wilson. He's furious. He thinks that should have been a penalty kick. I have to say, Wilson was actually blocking the challenge from our view here, from our angle on it. It was difficult to see, but what I would say is I don't know why Chris Gunter would go down in that situation. 10 yards inside their own half. Hurd takes, flicked on into the penalty area by Hayter, down to Sharp. Sharp lays it back out of the penalty area for Chambers. Chambers curls over across, Sharp heads, and Billy Sharp has his goal. Here comes Forest with Cohen. Good ball. Tyson's onside. 1-on-1. And can't beat the goalkeeper. But it's come back out for Majewski to shoot, and he's gone wide of what was pretty much an open goal. Neil Sullivan with the save. Tyson clean through. Sent in the clear. Timed his run to perfection. Couldn't beat the goalkeeper. And as the ball ricocheted back out to Majewski, he tried to loft it back towards goal and went wide.
Forest were back down in third and relying on their home form. They faced 2 tough tests against Sheffield United and then Middlesbrough at the City Ground.
And touched in on the line by Earnshaw. The first header was from Anderson. Earnshaw was stood about half a yard out, and it kind of hit him. It just fell to his feet. It would have gone in had it not hit him, but he's the man who scuffed it across the line. Up towards halfway now. Something's gone on here. Off the ball, and the assistant referee has seen it, and there's Kelvin Wilson gesturing that there's been an elbow from Henderson on somebody. I have to say, I was looking at the other end of the pitch at Gunter carrying the ball forward, but the assistant referee has certainly seen it, and there's a red card for Darius Henderson. Here's Gunter winning the ball well, sent forward up towards Blackstock. He's beaten in the air, but Cohen strides forward and wins it. He's played it a little bit too far, I think, in front of Blackstock he has. And Forest again unable to keep the ball when they've got it. Such a trait of Forest this season. And today it just hasn't happened. Lita here is up, angry with the challenge from Kelvin Wilson, and just gives up. And Wilson clears, and it's chested down by Blackstock to Majewski. Majewski charging forward, gives it back to Blackstock. Great ball, Cohen wants it inside the penalty area. 1-on-1 in the net. Great break from Forest, and Chris Cohen scores a third goal of the season. A sweeping move after Leroy Lita gave up on the battle with Kelvin Wilson. They went down the left-hand side, and Blackstock fed Majewski taken. Now can Forest go on and win the game?
Well, the patience has finally paid off, and what a fantastic move it was. The ball from Wilson into Blackstock's chest. Blackstock recovers to take a return pass inside from Majewski. Cohen's running into the penalty area outside Blackstock. A nice little side foot pass given Cohen all the time in the world, but didn't he take it well? Absolute cool as a cucumber as Danny Coyne, the goalkeeper, came out, just chipped it past him with his left foot and looked up at the crowd as if to say that was a walk in the park.
With 3 successive away defeats, Forest faced a Leicester side desperate for revenge after that 5-goal mauling at the City Ground. The game at the Walkers Stadium proved to be another away day disappointment for Billy Davies and his men.
Dyer and Gallagher stand over it for Leicester. Gallagher, right-footed, in the top corner. Leicester 2-0 ahead, and for the first time since August, Forest concede more than 1 goal in a game. For the second time this year, Forest's promotion hopes take a real dent at the home of an East Midlands rival. This is Burner, well forward again and deflected in.
Forest were in third, 2 points behind West Brom, who had a game in hand. Newcastle were looking more like certainties for an immediate return to the Premier League, and good form from Leicester over the month had propelled them back into the playoff places. Peterborough, now 10 points adrift, and with their third manager of the season, looked certainties for relegation, and Sheffield Wednesday had been dragged right back into the mix. QPR, who had earlier in the season been playoff contenders, were now just 3 points above the drop zone. Billy Davies swooped to sign highly rated Peterborough winger George Boyd on loan, and he made his debut in the home game against 4th place Swansea City.
Boyd collects on his chest and now waits for support outside him down that left-hand side. Instead turns though and fires in a low ball. Comes out via Blackstock to Majewski. He gives it back outside the penalty area for Musi, who shoots. It's deflected. Comes out for Boyd. Oh, it's a great save by De Vries. Diving the wrong way. He's kicked it away with his leg. Just a leg sticking out as he was diving away from the ball. And he's managed to shoot out his left leg and block George Boyd's goal-bound volley. Well, Morgan this time trying a long ball forward, but cut out by Swansea, who have it now with Leon Britton, who sends it across to this near side, the left. First for Richards and now for Cedric van der Gun. Both Borussia Dortmund and Ajax on his CV. Sent forward here, Pratley's got goal side. Cohen bundles him over and no decision is given. The referee waves play on.
That's a penalty.
And that, for me, looked a stone wall penalty.
Well, sometimes you get them and sometimes you don't, and Swansea will just have to suffer that one. But they were certainly caught out. There was Musi and Cohen back there. Run forward by Pratley. He's got in between them and then he's gone past them. Great through ball by Van der Gun, and Cohen's caught him, puts his hands up to show that he's guilty, and the referee nor his assistant saw that one.
And here's McGoldrick getting away from Britton on halfway, rolling it square for Gunter. Gunter infield to McGugan. Now McGugan with a great ball to McCleary right hand side, fizzed into his feet. McCleary trying to get away from his man, fires over the cross and it's beaten away at the near post by Richards. Comes out though for Morgan to win it back and give to Gunter. Gunter chips one up towards the edge of the box. It might come back post here towards Blackstock. It doesn't, and it's put away for a corner kick to Forest. Swansea appealing that Blackstock was offside. Nothing given. I thought he was offside. Flag stayed down and it's away for a corner to the Reds in the first minute of stoppage time.
Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't.
I have to say, I don't think the 4th official stuck the board in the air yet, has he? Oh, 3 minutes I'm told. Here's the corner from McGugan. Header in the back post from Chambers. First minute of stoppage time. McGugan's corner. The goalkeeper missed it and it almost hit Luke Chambers on the goal line and bounced into the net. Forest have the lead with 2 minutes of stoppage time to go. It's Luke Chambers recalled to the starting lineup because of Kelvin Wilson's injury, and he might have given Forest a precious 3 points, which might just take them back into second place in the Championship. West Brom are losing. Forest now are winning in stoppage time through Luke Chambers.
That win put Forest temporarily back into second place, but with 2 away games in a week, the Reds knew their away day form had to change if they were to mount a serious automatic promotion challenge.
And now Preston stride forward, and they've got 3 against 2. Wallace is in all sorts of space left-hand side. Here he is, shoots the goal and scores from just inside the penalty area. Forest are all over the place at the back. Wallace now takes it, left wing, left-footed, out swinging, and Jones with the header. Oh, it's a penalty given for a foul by Cohen on Billy Jones. Preston lead 1-0, and here is a penalty for Callum Davidson. Left-footed, drills it low, right down the middle. Camp dived out of the way, and Preston North End have a 2-goal lead after 28 minutes of play at Deepdale. They're running rings around Forest defensively here. Thrown in by Wallace, gets the return ball, runs away from Anderson, square to Matty James, fires, top corner, what a thunderbolt! That is an absolute thunderbolt from the 18-year-old on loan from Manchester United. Straight as an arrow, it flew into the top corner. Here's Cohen trying to get in beyond Jones, fouls in, penalty. Forest have a lifeline. They have a way back into the game. And is this a chance for Forest? They've started the second half a bit better. It's more of a contest, and Dexter Blackstock with an opportunity for a 12th goal of the season. Up against Andy Lonergan. Runs up, left-footed, and sends it low into the corner. Lonergan guessed the right way, but couldn't reach it, and Blackstock scores, and Forest have reduced the arrears by 1. Here's Blackstock, forward to Earnshaw, inside left channel, great chance, 3-2! Blackstock for Earnshaw, and the substitute scores, and does his flip in front of the travelling supporters, and Forest do now have the opportunity to rescue what would be a priceless point. Foster is among the big men who've been sent forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Nathan Doyle takes, it is flicked on towards Bogdanovic, looping header is in the net. Forest are behind. The first time Barnsley have been anywhere near Forest penalty area, and it comes after 12 minutes.
Forest were a little bit lucky when Morgan...
Teixeira's got away from Earnshaw into the penalty area, and he's fouled him. And it's a penalty, and it's a booking for Rob Earnshaw. Bogdanovic stands hands on hips, moves up right-footed, sends Camp the wrong way, and Barnsley have a 2-goal lead. Forest are looking like dropping all 3 again away from home, but can they come up with a great last 10 minutes or so? Majewski crosses to Blackstock, goalkeeper saves, comes back to Blackstock, and Blackstock taps it in on the rebound. Good cross from Radi Majewski. The first header from Blackstock was brilliant, a bullet header. It was an excellent save from Luke Steele, but he could only parry it out straight back to Blackstock, who moves on to 13 for the season, having just come off the bench, and Forest have a goal back with 12 minutes left. It's Cohen to take the free kick, and out comes the goalkeeper, and then he loses it, and it's turned in, but no, the referee has given the free kick for a foul on the goalkeeper, who had the ball under control and then lost it, apparently because he was nudged by somebody. So many bodies in there, it's impossible to tell.
Still relying on the magnificent home form, which had yielded 10 successive league wins, the Reds had 2 more home games in a week, starting with the visit of struggling Peterborough.
Lays it back to halfway now for Wilson. It's got Perch to his left, instead goes back for Majewski, who's inside left channel and plays it through the legs of a defender towards Cohen, who then lost control of it. Spins off for Majewski, who's got Gunter away to his right. Rain is teeming down as Gunter attacks them, cuts in from this near touchline, crosses back post, Anderson stretches, and touched in by Rob Earnshaw. Good goal, good ball in the first place from Gunter, picked out Anderson back post, and Anderson volleyed it back across the face of goal with a little deft side foot, and Earnshaw was on hand, only 3 or 4 yards out, to tap in his 13th goal of the season, and Forest have taken less than 13 minutes to break down Peterborough United.
Crystal Palace were dispatched, equalling the club's all-time record of 12 home league wins in a row.
Morgan wins it well as Derry plays it forward, gets the return into Blackstock's feet, laid off now for Earnshaw. Earnshaw driving forward, he's got Anderson to his left. Anderson has it now left wing, cutting in towards the penalty area, onto his right foot, squares it. It'll come for Morgan to shoot. Oh, it's blasted in by Wes Morgan from the top of the day. Morgan beauty! The central defender in alien territory crashed it from 20 yards out, and Speroni had no chance.
A 1-0 lead is certainly not a convincing one at the moment against this opposition.
That's handball by Matt Lawrence, and this could be trouble. This could be red against Matt Lawrence. Long ball forward, it is a red card.
Yeah, you can't argue.
The ball was bouncing up over his head, and Robert Earnshaw was chasing after it. And the only reason Earnshaw was not able to get onto the loose ball behind Matt Lawrence is because Matt Lawrence stuck his arm in the air and stopped the ball going past him. And Ertl finds Scannell. Scannell looking for the cross. Forced away by McCleary. Now Hills plays it into the penalty area, and up goes Camper, makes a very good catch and bowls it out quickly left-hand side. Anderson scampering after it. Anderson already across halfway. There are 3-4 to his right. Anderson left wing. Plays it to Tyson inside the penalty area. Tyson has touched it past the goalkeeper and rolled it in from a tight angle. That's a great break from Forest, and Nathan Tyson has only been on the pitch for 2 minutes. It's his first touch, and it's his second goal of the season.
Forest had by now slipped 5 points behind second place West Brom, and a game against top of the table Newcastle was seen by many as their last chance to mount an automatic promotion push. The Reds went down to a 2-0 defeat.
Ratledge's low cross is cleared at the near post by Wilson, and now Cohen plays it into the back of Majewski. It clips his heels. Nolan breaks forward, gives it Amiobi, edge of the penalty area. Amiobi turns and shoots in from the edge of the penalty area, and Newcastle lead after 25 minutes of the second half. Amiobi with a lightning quick turn and played it through the legs of a defender, and it went in off Lee Camp's left hand post. And with 20 minutes to go, Newcastle may have taken a huge step towards the Premier League. Amiobi, the substitute, scores the goal just after Forest make their own substitution. Element of fortune about the build-up as Cohen played a ball into the back of Majewski's heels. It broke for Nolan, who found Amiobi, but Amiobi's turn and shot was sublime, and the leaders Newcastle are in front with 20 minutes left at St James's Park. And he curls this one top corner, and Lee Camp goes across to make a two-fisted save. Excellent save by Camp. Earnshaw then puts it out for a corner kick. A decent save.
That was a good save by Lee Camp. This one on target and on such a wet night. The ball very, very slippy, and Camp decided he'd beat it away from the top corner, diving to his right.
Corner's taken short as we start 4 minutes of stoppage time. Newcastle have it with Gutierrez laying it back along the line now for Enrique. Finds Amiobi just inside the penalty area. Back heel into Enrique, and Enrique cuts inside one man and then delivers the ball inside the near post. And Newcastle have a second goal in stoppage time at St James's Park. It's Newcastle United 2, Forest 0, and to a man everybody has gone across to pile on top of Jose Enrique, the fullback, wriggling in the penalty area away from one man and cut his shot into the near post. And Newcastle have the points wrapped up in stoppage time. It's to be an 8th successive away defeat for Forest. It's a brave performance, but it hasn't been brave enough. It hasn't quite been good enough. Forest are going to go down. There's a yellow card for Enrique for whipping his shirt off in celebration. He won't care about that. He'll care that he's put his side 2-0 up and on the brink of a return to the Premier League at the first time of asking.
West Brom were now 9 points ahead of Forest with just 6 games remaining, with Newcastle on the verge of clinching an immediate return to the top flight, a further 4 points ahead. Blackpool and Doncaster were now chasing the playoff pack, and Reading were also making a late surge up the table. At the bottom, Crystal Palace looked to be in real trouble, along with Watford, who were also flirting with danger. Forest's remarkable run of 7 straight away defeats came to an end on Easter weekend at Bristol City.
It's Hartley, in fact, who curls over the corner. Adebola diving header away, not very far. It's Bradley Orr who rockets a shot in from 30 yards. And Bristol City are in front after only 2 minutes. And hitting it low to the edge of the penalty area, straight at Marvin Elliott. It's easily clear. Here's Chambers, though, picking it up. Now it's opened up for Musi to drive one. Top corner. Brilliant strike from Guy Musi.
That draw all but confirmed Newcastle's promotion and left Forest resigned to a place in the playoffs. The Easter Monday game against 4th place Cardiff could have seen Forest break the all-time club record of successive home wins, but a stalemate left the Reds favourites for that 3rd spot.
And now Chopra's misplaced pass goes back, and a mistake in defence lets Earnshaw through, left hand side into the penalty area, 1-on-1, goalkeeper saves with his legs, great chance after a horrendous slip from Darcy Blake, gave Rob Earnshaw the freedom of the City ground. 2-man wall, although it isn't really, they're not standing together, back to the edge of the box, and McCormack whips it in near post, he went for goal, and Lee Camp claws it out, diving away to his right, gets slowly back up, does Lee Camp. I think he took a blow to the head, but he is back up again. It was a very good save by the Forest goalkeeper, diving away to his right and low down by his near post. Ball was almost across the line by the time he clawed it out. Bothroyd and Morgan here in a wrestling match down the right hand side, and the free kick is given, and Forest are only about 2 yards away from the ball when they took the free kick, and the referees allowed play to go on, and Blackstock finds Tyson into the penalty area right hand side. Tyson crosses right through the 6-yard box again, and neither Cohen nor Blackstock nor Earnshaw can get the final touch. And now Cardiff, to a man, crowding around the referee Chris Foy to say, how on earth did you let Forest just stand 2 yards away from the free kick and block it? Anyway, here is McCleary turning well down the right hand side and crossing, a brave header away from Gerrard to nick it away from Earnshaw, who was lurking behind him. Here is Tyson, won it back, crossing, Earnshaw's header loops just over the crossbar, lancing header from Earnshaw, which didn't miss the angle of crossbar and post by much. There are 3 football clubs as Blackstock here has nicked it away from Blake and into the penalty area and shoots, and it's a great save diving away to his right by Marshall. Mistake by Blake, dwelt on the ball, and Blackstock was through 1-on-1, and he tested Marshall to the limit.
The return of Roy Keane, Charlie McParland and Ipswich saw Forest return to winning ways at the City ground.
It's taken short to Cohen, now Earnshaw edge of the penalty area, turns, curls over his shot, deflected off Chambers and in! Forest through a deflected Earnshaw shot, which touched Luke Chambers and goes into the net, take the lead in the 2nd minute of the 2nd half. They have Edwards, Norris and Leadbitter and Walters in midfield, and break off because here's Gunter well forward left hand side, low ball in, pulls it back for Moussi, who's bundled it home. Forest 2-0 ahead, lovely run down the left hand side by Gunter, who got to the byline all on his own, and he pulled it back to the edge of the box, and Guy Moussi just battled and battled and battled and bulldozed the ball into the net. A throw-in taken by Perch, gets it back from Cohen, now gives it to Cohen once more towards the right corner of the penalty area, tries to lay it off for Earnshaw but actually played it behind him. Carlos Edwards though is beaten to the ball by Blackstock, and Forest have a man over. Blackstock inside left channel for Earnshaw, keeper comes out and parries it, comes out for Tyson to cross for Blackstock, now it might fall for Earnshaw, who puts it through the keeper's legs. 3-0 Forest, Ipswich Town in a mess at the back, and Forest with 14 minutes to go have a 3-goal lead over Ipswich. It's Rob Earnshaw's 14th goal of the season, and all the way through the attack it looked like it would be Earnshaw or Blackstock who scored to make it a 14th of the season. It's Earnshaw who finally finished it off, and it's Forest who are now definitely heading for the Championship playoffs.
With a playoff place secure, Billy Davies rotated his pack and made 5 changes for the trip to Blackpool, but it was a familiar story.
Back in field to Adam, long ball forward right-footed towards McGoldrick, and then there's a clip by McGoldrick on Seamus Coleman, and that's a penalty kick. In front of the new Jimmy Armfield stand, Charlie Adam, Blackpool's talisman, looks for a 17th goal of this Championship season. Up he comes left-footed, low into the corner, sending Lee Camp the wrong way, and Blackpool have a lead which, based on the first half an hour's play, they scarcely deserve. Let's go pitch side with Robin.
I think they're looking at that. The likes of Billy Davies, Ned Kelly, Julian Darby, Chris Fairclough, all engaged in discussions. Blackstock and Earnshaw are warming up on the touchline as well. So I think that is certainly coming into the equation at the moment. I don't think it'll be too long before there is a change.
Hefty challenge here by James Perch on Brett Ormrod. We had a very good view of it. It was a cleanly won tackle by Perch at first, and then as his second foot came through, it caught Brett Ormrod, and now Keith Southern is squaring up to Perch as the play's going on, and Southern came across and gave Perch a bit of a shove in the middle of the field, nowhere near where the incident took place. And Brett Ormrod's fine, and we're playing on as the cross comes in from Craney towards Campbell, who turns and shoots, and it goes in. I think it might have gone in off Chris Cohen, who was stood right in front of his goalkeeper, Lee Camp, and Blackpool have a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, a little bit more pace than the last one, and the header could be on goal.
Here it is,
ball.
In the
Great
goal from Joe Garner.
Great ball.
Free kick in from Chris Cohen, and Joe Garner scores his first goal of the season. So Seamus Coleman gets there first to send it back to the other fullback, Stephen Craney, just inside his own half. He's kicked the sand as he clears, and then Tyson can't control it. Charlie Adam nicks it away from him. He played it straight to Tyson, but a great chance to leap forward, but couldn't get it under control. Here's Taylor Fletcher. Oh, they've got a man over here, and it's DJ Campbell who fires the ball into the roof of the net. Suddenly Forest stopped defensively.
Back to the City Ground though, and a Plymouth side relegated a few days earlier put up little resistance.
Only as far as Majewski. Majewski, lovely ball to Earnshaw, centre of the penalty area, and scores. What a pass from Raddy Majewski to pick out Earnshaw, who celebrates in front of the A block in the main stand. A 15th goal of the season. Just going to say hello to anybody listening to the commentary this afternoon as Forest lead Plymouth by a 1-0. You might be listening to it in Murphy's Bar in Herding. I know they've got the commentary on for you there ahead of the Carl Froch fight tonight. So I hope you're enjoying your afternoon in the Danish sunshine and the commentary, with Forest leading by a 0-0. Here is Moosey crossing from the right-hand side, and it's gone in off Dexter Blackstock. I don't think he knew a great deal about it. There was him, there was Bonds and Garner, the defender, and there was David Stockdale, the goalkeeper, all on the end of the driven cross from Guy Moosey. And Blackstock seems to be suggesting, well, I don't know if it came off me last, it came off a combination of the bodies that were at the near post. And Blackstock, I guess, will claim a 14th goal of the season. Last minute of stoppage time, Forest 2-0 ahead, fans poised to celebrate what's been an excellent regular season. Forest, remember, today are going to make it 20 games unbeaten here at the City Ground. It's September the last time they lost on this ground. Here's a good ball from Moosey to McGugan, who turns it square for Anderson, and Forest have a third goal. Forest have some injury time icing on the cake. Anderson scores from McGugan's touch, the two substitutes combining after Moosey began the move with a little ball forward into McGugan's feet, and Anderson stabs it home in front of the Trent end. And the home season, it seems fitting that the home season ends 3 minutes into stoppage time with another goal. It's Forest 3, Plymouth Argyle 0. Roll on the playoffs.
So the Reds went into their game at Scunthorpe on the final day of the season, still not knowing who their playoff opponents would be, although they knew they would be guaranteed a home tie in the second leg.
Here's Garner turning away well from one challenge. He's got a man outside him. He goes for the shot himself, and Joe Garner scores for Forest. Scunthorpe stood off him. Garner with a little shimmy one way, bought himself a yard of space, and then buried the shot low into the corner. Here is Garner laying it off for Anderson 30 yards out, plays a 1-2, then plays another 1-2, and McGoldrick finds Boyd, who hits it first time. Oh, what a goal that is! George Boyd scores for the first time since joining Forest on loan from Peterborough United after a series of 1-2s between Anderson and McGoldrick, and I think Garner was the other player as well involved. It was beautiful play from right to left, and in the end it was into the path of Boyd, who unleashed a left foot first time shot that flew past Josh Lillis. He may have got a hand to it and just touched it in on its way. He was powerless to keep it out. Boyd opens his Forest account. 3rd minute of the second half. McCann left-footed out swinging. It's hit Lynch and it's cleared off the line. Somehow I think it may have been Anderson It was Hooper who stabbed it towards goal. It hit Lynch and went back towards his own goal. Hooper was stood half a yard off the line and turned it towards goal. As the cross comes in again, and Canavan's touch at the near post is turned away by Smith for another corner. And whoever was on the line, I have to say, was completely hidden from my view, because as the ball broke to Hooper, I have to say I thought it was going in. Here's a cross from McCann again. Togwell heads wide. It's still driven across the edge of the box and stabbed in at close range by Niall Canavan. And even if they were to slip up here in the last few minutes and end up with only a point to show for their efforts, Cardiff are still losing 2-0 at Derby, so Forest will still finish in third place. McCleary dwells on the ball and loses it, and Thompson finds the top corner. And Forest, to a man, turn to Gareth McCleary as if they cannot believe what they've just seen. Loses the ball 25 yards out in the centre of his own half, and it breaks for Thompson, and Gary Thompson smashes it into the top corner, giving Paul Smith no chance. And from a position where they were 2-0 up and in total control of the game at half-time, it's 2-2 on the final day, and Forest's long search for an away win will have to go, perhaps, into the playoffs themselves.
The final table saw Forest finish third despite the drop points at Scunthorpe. Blackpool were confirmed as their playoff opponents after they pipped Swansea to that sixth place on the final day. Cardiff and Leicester made up the other playoff semi-final. The final day also saw issues decided at the bottom as Crystal Palace won what was virtually a relegation playoff against Sheffield Wednesday. They joined Peterborough and Plymouth in tumbling through the trapdoor. So to the playoff semi-final first leg and a trip to face in-form Blackpool at Bloomfield Road.
Here's Ian Evatt, and here comes a long ball towards the Forest penalty area, and very aimless, and all the way through to Lee Camp. It wasn't even a challenge on Kelvin Wilson, who just let it run over his head and allowed it to go through to Camp.
Yeah, that was a centre-half's ball, that one. Ian Evatt trying to look the ball player, taking his time, totally composed, and then just give the ball back to Forest.
Here's Majewski with a good ball, and the shot comes in from Chris Cohen. A volley from Cohen from the corner of the penalty area, which flies into the net. It came out of nothing. Blackpool failing to get the ball clear, and Majewski's little deft touch set up Chris Cohen, who was in bed with mumps a week ago, and here after 13 minutes has given Forest the lead in the first leg of the Championship playoff semi-final. It's Blackpool 0, Forest 1. Free kick Blackpool on halfway. Adam takes it down the right hand side. He plays it to Taylor Fletcher. Taylor Fletcher lays it off for Seamus Coleman. Coleman onto his left foot, lining up a shot here, and he's got away from Anderson, and now he turns it to Ian Evatt, who's got space inside the box. It's rolled across the 6-yard box, and it's scuffed in by Keith Southern. It all started through Seamus Coleman, who was allowed to run across the edge of the penalty area. Paul McKenna's in the ear of the referee about something filled out, maybe the original giving of the free kick on halfway, but Forest had ample opportunity to get challenges in from then. Coleman found Evatt in space. Evatt put it back across the 6-yard box. Keith Southern was in space, and after 25 minutes we're all square at Bloomfield Road. It's Keith Southern's equaliser to Chris Cohen's opener, and it's Blackpool 1, Forest 1. Here's Majewski finding Anderson, who crosses to Blackstock, whose header's hit the bar, comes down for Tyson, who can't keep the rebound down. It's just onto the roof of the net from Tyson. He couldn't wait for the ball to come down, as he was under pressure, and he had to kind of jump and try and volley a hook towards goal, and it ends up on the roof of the net. This, after another good cross from Anderson, was headed onto the crossbar by Dexter Blackstock. What a first leg we're having. If anybody thought it was going to be cagey and defensive, forget all about it. One apiece. Now Forest hit the bar with their first attack after conceding the equaliser. Anderson outside him to his left. Here is Anderson. Will he go outside onto his left foot or cut in on his right? It's outside. He's driven the crossover. It's blocked. It's a corner to Forest.
And again, Forest finding easy passages on the outside of the Blackpool defence. Anderson and Tyson getting balls at leisure. That'll be a concern for the home team manager, but certainly a pleasure for the away team manager.
Majewski's corner. It's come back post for Morgan, and it's cleared off the line. Flick from Anderson near post. Morgan chested it down and drove it towards goal, and it was cleared off the line by the man on the front post. I think it was Coleman. Here's Keith Southern. Over 300 appearances in Blackpool's midfield. Rolls it forward to DJ Campbell, who's dropped deep. He was playing wide right in the first half, but he's charging forward here and laying it off now for Ormrod and gets it back, and that is going to be a penalty kick as DJ Campbell went down under the challenge of James Perch. Blackpool's Charlie Adam has a penalty kick to put Blackpool in front in the first leg of the playoff semi-final. Charlie Adam runs up, left-footed, sends Lee Camp the wrong way, rolls it low into the corner, and having been in front, Forest are behind. It's Blackpool 2, Forest 1. It's a much improved Blackpool in the second half, and will Forest begin to rue those first half opportunities that went begging?
The Reds knew the size of the task facing them in the return at the City Ground as they looked to overturn a 1-goal deficit and secure a Wembley spot. It proved to be a memorable night on Trent's side for all the wrong reasons.
Good touch here by Gunter, quick feet, goes on the run, gives it Blackstock, now Majewski, middle of the Blackpool half, little ball into Earnshaw, Earnshaw goal side! Earnshaw has got Forest level in the tie! It's only taken them 7 minutes! Forest in front on the night! And the City Ground erupts! 2-2 on aggregate, 7 minutes into the second leg. Majewski with a ball down the inside left channel, and Earnshaw does not miss opportunities like that. Through beyond the last defender, kept his nerve, kept his head, looked up, slotted it low inside the far post, and Earnshaw's 16th goal of the season has the City Ground on their feet. Forest 1, Blackpool 0, 2-2 on aggregate. Fantastic noise around the City Ground once more. Charlie Adam though sends a long ball forward looking for Ormrod, and again Charlie Adam's range and his angles are not quite right, and he's hit it too long, and it's all the way through to Lee Camp. Camp clears straight to Charlie Adam on halfway. He's presented him with the ball. Extraordinary. Now Taylor Fletcher forward towards Campbell. Camp's come halfway, and Camp is lobbed, and DJ Campbell has put Blackpool back in front in the tie. Horrible goal for Forest to give away defensively. DJ Campbell proves a danger man again, and Blackpool go level on the night at 1-1. Blackpool become the first side to score a goal here at the City Ground since February. It's 1 apiece on the night, and Blackpool go 3-2 ahead on aggregate. And for a few seconds the City Ground is stunned into silence, but it is only for a few seconds, as Forest now have to fight their way back into it again. Good finish from Campbell in the end, and over the advancing Lee Camp, who come halfway and then seem to hesitate. Baptiste wins it on halfway. McKenna though picks it up and finds Majewski. Bit of space for a change. Majewski forward to Cohen. He plays it into Gunter's path down the right hand side. Here is Gunter tanking forward, gets the crossover. Good defensive play by the midfielder Keith Southern. Sliding block. Forest will have a throw close to the Blackpool corner flag, far side the right. 20 minutes played second half. Forest need a goal. Gunter's cross. It's brought down by Blackstock. It falls for Earnshaw! Forest have the goal! He smashes it into the roof of the net, and the tie comes alive again from a Forest point of view. Ball into the box. Blackstock battled with 2 at the near post, and it fell for Earnshaw inside the 6-yard box, and like a panther he pounced to smash it home, and it's 3-3 overall. Forest back in front tonight. Earnshaw has a brace, and it's all to play for with 24 minutes remaining at the City Ground. Wembley dreams rekindled. Taylor Fletcher leaves this for Dobby. Dobby now just a little ball left hand side towards Craney, who's just run away from Radi Majewski and found Vaughan on the edge of the box. Laid back for the shot, deflected in. Stephen Dobby via a deflection, and Blackpool are back in front. It flicked off a Forest defender and it completely wrong-footed Lee Camp, and the substitute, who's only just come onto the field, hit the shot from well outside the penalty area, hit it low, flew in off a deflection, and Blackpool are in front again. 4-3 they now lead, 2-2 on the night, 4-3 on aggregate, and no sooner do Forest get themselves back on terms than Blackpool score again. It's Stephen Dobbie via a deflection, and it's the Seasiders who are heading for the capital. Billy Davies in conversation with Chris Fairclough and Ned Kelly down at the side of the pitch. I wonder if a substitution might not be far away. Perch loses out here. Blackpool have a man over. Here's DJ Campbell on the right hand side. Gives it Dobbie, gives it back to Campbell, and Blackpool have their second goal, a 2-goal lead. DJ Campbell and Stephen Dobbie with a 1-2 inside the penalty area, and a fine finish from DJ Campbell, curling it inside the far post, and Blackpool now lead on the night and lead by 2 on aggregate. 3-2 to Blackpool, and it's 5-3 overall. And just as been the case in other previous semi-final playoffs, Forest crumble in the second leg. They've conceded 3 in 75 minutes at a ground where they hadn't conceded a goal since February, and Blackpool are heading now for Wembley. Majewski has it inside his own half, beats one man and then lays it forward to Dele Adebola. A goal for Forest would set up a rip-roaring finish, but now Perch has given it away again on halfway to Vaughan, and Blackpool have so many forwards still. There's no thought here of defending from Blackpool at all. Here's Stephen Dobbie again, running to the edge of the box. It's saved, and the rebound is put in by DJ Campbell. And Blackpool, there is no doubt now, are heading for Wembley, and Forest's dream of the Premier League next season is disappearing. Robert Earnshaw is on his knees inside the centre circle. He can't believe what he's seeing. DJ Campbell and Stephen Dobbie have done a demolition job on Forest in the space of 7 minutes. They have scored 3 times. Campbell has a hat-trick. Blackpool have scored 4 goals at the City Ground, a place where Forest had not conceded since February. They lead 4-2 on the night. They lead 6-3 on aggregate. And Forest have 4 more minutes left of their season. Blackpool come forward again as Vaughan beats Anderson in the tackle, and Coleman strides forward, gives it to Campbell down the right hand side. Campbell goes back to halfway for Alex Baptiste. Long ball forward from him. He's touched on by Campbell, who's into the penalty area again and has curled a shot against the crossbar. Nicked it away from Majewski, then took on Kelvin Wilson inside the penalty area and curled a left footer which hit the bar. And DJ Campbell almost had a 4th.
Yeah, that was real pace from DJ Campbell. Obviously in a position like this his confidence is so high. Managed to beat Majewski and then flicked it brilliantly past Kelvin Wilson, and then saw his effort rebound off the crossbar. But here comes Adebola.
Adebola through on goal, and it might fall for him in the end, and it does fall for him in the end. Adebola clean through, eventually held up by Alex John Baptiste's tackle as he was recovering, but then Blackpool couldn't get it clear. Anderson and Coleman clashed on the edge of the 6-yard box. It fell for Adebola and he side-footed it home. So Forest have a goal back in stoppage time. It means that on the night they trail 4-3 and it's 6-4 on aggregate.
So the season ended with yet more crushing playoff heartache, but the events of the previous 9 months have brought renewed optimism to those of a red persuasion.